Hotline Miami Wildlife is an original story based in the Hotline Miami universe. It is being published by Behemoth Comics, and that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. What's up, everybody? Trinity here, and welcome back to 2nd Street. Smash that like button and let's get right into today's comic book review. We are talking about Hotline Miami Wildlife, issue number 1, being published by Behemoth Comics. This is based on a video game. I have no clue about the video game or anything. If you know anything about the video game, please let me know down in the comments below. Is it on a console? Is it mobile? Let me know. I'd love to hear a little bit about that. Now, this story is by Federico Camillo and Mauricio Ferrini. The art is by Alberto Massaggia, and the editor is Federico Camillo, and design and lettering by Alberto Massaggia. I'm going to show you these names right here because it gives you a little bit more information about this property. Like I said, it is based on a video game. I know nothing about this video game or anything like that, or I guess it's a video game. It just says right here. But anyway, this book starts off here in 1989, June 16th, 1989 to be specific, where we see that there is this guy running for his life from a beachside house. You know, they're in Miami. You know, they got, obviously they are there right next to the ocean, and you see him running out, and it looks, very, how would you say, very 80s, just kind of like Miami Vice, and, come on, don't act like you haven't played, Anyway, so you get in here, and he ends up getting gunned down, and we go back into this apartment, and we see this character who is actually here on the cover, where he's walking through this apartment where it's like a complete, like, he's just like massacred everybody. It's pretty bad. It's just, it's a violent, bloody mess, and he sits down to have a cigarette after accomplishing his mission, apparently, and a little kid walks up behind him with a gun and tells him to freeze. So then and then we get a flashback to a little bit earlier in 1989, a little bit earlier that year, where we come across a couple of friends who are hanging out at their apartment, just playing some different video games and things like that, hanging out, drinking, just being friends, or playing air hockey. And this guy ends up getting a phone call, and he's he's thinking it's like a telemarketer or something. Is some people asking him about these checks he had wrote for these charities, and he ends up yelling at them and everything on the phone, and they're like, no, like, sir, and he's like, oh, well, they're offering him the chance, like, if he really wants to help, aside from just signing checks to help out their organization. So he says, sure, he's game. So then we flash forward a day or two, we don't really know, and he ends up getting this mysterious package delivered to his house from somebody he don't know. It was sent COD. He had to sign for it, and he gets it inside of his house, and he's sitting there kind of poking around and looking at it, and he opens it up to discover what's inside of it, and which is something that kind of freaks him out. He ends up getting these guns and this bunny mask, and then next thing you know, he gets this he gets this mission that he's supposed to go on. He gets a phone call where he's supposed to go and meet these people about this specific thing. So he ends up going to meet these people at this specific time, and it ends up being a drop-off. Turns out he's doing a drop-off, not sure if it's really for money, for drugs, or really what's going on, but it looks like he is basically kind of being set up in a situation, but he is prepared for that. And here's the very end of the book. This is all ready for issue 2. This wasn't the end of the book or anything, but he basically gets set up in this whole little scheme. So we see that this is actually a flashback, and we already kind of see what happened in the beginning of the book that was going on here. So he ends up obviously taking this mission and going and doing some wild and crazy stuff. Now, I've got to say, overall, I thought the story was really good in this book. I thought the art was pretty decent here as well. I'll show you a little bit of that. It is based, like I said, in the 80s. We see some different things calling to that throughout, aside from just the fact that they all look like they're running around like it's Miami Vice and stuff like that. Altogether, I thought this was a pretty good book in number 1 for the series. I didn't know this was coming out. I'm not sure if this is a 5-issue miniseries, an ongoing series, or what it is, but I thought it was definitely something worth checking out, something worth reading, and it's based on a video game. And we know that a lot of the video games don't have success doing movies out there, you know, like putting movies on the big screen. But I just read another comic book based on a video game just the other day. It seems like they all seem to do pretty decent here. I mean, for what they are in the comic world, as far as the quality of what they're putting out. Because I did like this book, just like the one I did a review of just the other week, based on a video game as well. So I don't know, maybe comics is a good happy medium for something like that as opposed to movies. But I want to know what you think. Have you read Hotline Miami Wildlife? If not, is it something that sounds like it might interest you? I like things that are kind of, you know, crazy and violent and bloody and gory like that anyway. But not all the time, you know what I mean? Because I'm not like a really fan of like the boys, you know what I'm saying? Everybody seems to love that. That's all I have for this video today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Second Street Marvel. If you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. It's okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings about it. But while you're at it, make sure that you share it with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the Second Street Marvel, where we love to read indie comic books and we love to talk about them with you, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.